Hello and welcome to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. We've got more dragons for Age of Sigmar. Who would have thought? More dragons. And best of all, you're able to run an army with only dragons. Yeah, slightly. I think that's awesome. We've already seen what Krondus and Karazai look like from a few days ago. I think they look brilliant. Like I said, they're going to be great for Age of Sigmar, Dungeons & Dragons, and whatever other tabletop game. With like a few little tweaks to the model itself, you might be able to get them really good. We have some new models, so let's check them out. But before we do, we have to talk about James Workshop's video about why I hate horses. It's pretty good. Just go check it out. I'm not going to play in this video because you need the audio with it, but it's very nice. Go check it out. We're looking at dragons first. Let's have a look at this model. It's beautiful. It really is. So we've got Stormcast Eternals riding it in the new armor style, which is really nice. I'm a big fan of the new armor style. Tons of detail in these models. You've got all the scales and everything that you expect from a dragon. All the armor on there. I do wish there was a little bit more armor. For some reason, I don't know, it just feels like the legs need some more armor, even though they have natural armor in their giant thick scales in dragon scale. Super cool. I don't know, I say this about a lot of models, but this is just cool. And yes, the flying stands are a little odd. It does take away from the model, but they're flying. I think you could customize it and kit bash something like it's sort of on the top, not on the top of a tree, but it's near a tree or near a ruin to make it integrated into the landscape, I guess, into the tabletop and make it a bit more. So it doesn't take you out of the model, but again, even sometimes you see some models with bits of terrain that a flying creature is perched on. It doesn't quite work. So this is almost a sub-faction, which is called the Stormdrake Guard. And they're saying if you take Knight-Draconis as a general, the Stormdrake Guard become battle line. And they go, and you know what that means? An all-dragon army. And they repeat this several times, because seriously, all-dragon army is so cool. Such a cool idea. And there is something lacking in the army makeup, which I'll talk about after we've looked at the models. I think it's a really important point to note. So, I mean, we don't have to really point out that he has a flaming sword, which is cool. There's just so much cool factor about these. Very not busy as well. I think with a lot of Games Workshop models, they tend to get busy sometimes, particularly when you look at the new Cruel Boys models. There is a lot of business in there. For another example is the new Frog Lord. I've completely forgotten his name from the Seraphon. Whatever the old mummified toad is, there is so much going on in that model. Even when it's painted, you can't really make out what is going on. You got the toad, you got vines and stonework going all over the place. It's really difficult to make out. And if you've watched any of my range review videos or when I talk about models extensively, I always talk about the silhouette and how if you just make it a silhouette, so it's just one color with no details, a good design means you can make it out. For example, you can see a silhouette of Darth Vader. You know that's Darth Vader. Hands down, you know who that is. And with these dragon models that have the same effects, like if you make this completely black, it's going to be a very identifiable model. You know this is a dragon. You know that there is a dude riding it with a flaming sword. It's really obvious. So we've got some more details here. I really love the new Stormcast helmets. All that facial detail in there. I think that out of all of it, it's the best addition or the best change. Even though the new armor is awesome, I think it's such a better design than their old one. Not as chunky, much more maneuverable. They feel much more human, much more humanoid-like rather than, like I've said before, I thought the original Stormcast, before I really understood the lore, I thought they were basically like, not ghosts, but just animated armor with a spirit or soul inside. You know, I didn't quite get it. With these models, you don't get that impression. And I've said that extensively, but I think it's the helmets as well. The beards and moustaches and rounding faces sculpted into the masks and helmets. Just a really cool touch. So there's two different versions, as we can see on screen. I'm assuming, and I don't know this yet because I don't think they've really talked about it, that they're going to come in a box of 2 and the unit will be 2. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping it's not like a single model in each box, and if it is a single model, then they will run as a single model, but then maybe you can run them as units if you have more. I don't know. There's a lot we don't know, but either way, they're very nice. They also have lances that they can fly on, which is super cool. One thing I want to talk about are the dragon faces. I think these are so nicely sculpted. Yes, they are very cartoony, very anime-like, very manga, but I really like them. They have so much character in them. And I understand why some people don't like this design. In Warhammer itself, you have a more almost realism in a way, even though we're talking about dragons. They don't go the cartoony way, but the new dragons, and these ones included, seem to go more towards that side. And I don't mind that. You get a lot more exaggerated features in the face and a lot more emotion in there. I think they fit very much alongside the artwork that you find for Pathfinder opposed to Dungeons & Dragons. Although if you look at the original Eberron art for Dungeons and Dragons, essentially the same artist, then went across and did Pathfinder stuff. If you haven't seen that art, go check it out. You'll see it and be like, exactly know what I mean. Very stylized, very comic in this crazy high fantasy design style. So yeah, like I said, I know some people don't like the faces. I get it. I can see that. But from a personal perspective, I really do. And again, these dragons have that silhouette. You know this is a dragon, you know someone's riding it, you know it's a Stormcast. It's very clear what it is. So I'm really excited for these dragons to come out. And I did mention earlier about what I think is missing. If we're gonna go an all dragon army, and I also think this is an issue with the Gargants army, but Gargants makes much more sense because Gargants are giants. You know, you're only gonna have a limited amount. You can run an army of like 2 or 3 models and it's crazy good. But I wanna see dragons. I want to see dragon army, but I want to see multiple levels of dragons. So we've got the big dragons, we've got other dragons that exist already for different models that you could probably run. And we have these new dragons. What I would like to see is almost a smaller dragon, which would be in a unit of 4, 5, 6 models, and they don't have riders. They're just little dragons, like baby dragons. They just fly around and they're just like the low level troops. I think that's a model that's missing, and maybe we're going to get that. I don't know. I think at the moment, this kind of army is lacking that. You know, who knows? Let me know what you think. This is just a quick video. I'm trying to get some more videos out at the moment. So I was doing really well the last couple of weeks, getting videos out pretty much every day, which is a goal at the moment. I want to get out a lot more content. But yeah, let me know what you think about the dragons. I think they're neat. That's all I'll say. So thank you for watching. If you have liked the video, please hit the like button because it's good for the video and it lets me know that you like this stuff. It's always a good indicator. Videos that get lots of likes, I'm likely to make more stuff on it because you guys want to see that. It's a good way to do it. So I'm out of here. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in another video.